Hey everybody, this is Lynna, and we're doing crazy. This is just crazy. The comments are just getting out of hand at this point. There's this person, and I'll just call her Jeanette, who has been creating a number of false accounts, goes by the names of all these different avatars, all these different people, and claims to not. When she has tried to communicate with us, she denies it. Obviously, it's the person that really, really has a long-seated issue with Mark and with me, because I've been a part of Mark's life, and literally this has just gotten out of hand. A person that I know personally, a person that I stayed at their home, a person who was a person that I considered a friend. And the details that are being strewn about in the comment section on videos that a person has posted on his website, basically kind of like calling in all of the haters of the Cummings and all the people that we've had run-ins with, whether they be Radfems or Christians, or whether they be trans people. All these people, they have a place to now congregate and throw their piece of mud on the wall of criticism of who we are. And this is really getting tiring. And at this point, Jeanette, I am going to get the authorities involved, because this has gone too far. They will have to sort this out in a court of law, because what you're doing is cyberbullying. What you're doing is absolutely attackive, and you're really, really doing the wrong thing. First of all, you never came clean. You never were honest about your involvement with influencing things last year. Our interaction ended up in a very limited way. You refused to make a phone call. You refused to talk to me, although I lived in your home, although we were friends, although I stayed under your roof for several months. And to think that a friendship would end on a text, to think that a friendship would be, instead of like saying, let's work through these things, let's work it out, let's have a phone call, let's hammer this thing out, let's work together to make things better. But no. You told Mark that you knew everything, every detail about his life. And you know every detail about his life because I was personally witness to how obsessive you were in watching Mark's videos and how you knew every detail. And before I even broke up with Mark, you were sending me videos of, Mark's pattern is to be very controlling, and, you were a very manipulative person. And I don't know what your MO is. I don't know why you chose to do what you did. I really don't. But I do know that you have proven to be a very dangerous person, especially here online, where people can hide behind the cloak of anonymity. Google gives people the chance to create a YouTube handle and to create multiple accounts, and for people to just rapid fire comments and create controversy and to make lies up and to talk about things that certainly are not true. This most recent comment that you made, you're accusing us of being bullies. Obviously, we have made bad decisions, which we have apologized for. We have said things that we wish that we wouldn't have said. And Mark's apologized for many things. I've apologized for many things. But, saying that we told a teen trans girl her boyfriend would leave her for a real girl, I honestly don't know where that happened. Do you, babe? Do you know where that happened?
I mean, there's so many things that has been said or not said, but who in the heck are they to continue? It's like we're not on trial here.
Yeah, this isn't a trial. If you want to bring your chair over and just have a little.
You need to understand, we're not on trial. You or anybody does not have the right to tell us what we can, what cannot say, to try to shame us, to try to do the stuff that you're doing. You're nobody. You're a sad piece of nothing that has to live vicariously through other people. And I am sick and tired of your BS. What, the 2 dogs you have, isn't that enough for you? Because you claim you have a girlfriend, but obviously doesn't mean anything to you when you had to try to take mine. Okay? Enough is enough. I've had it. I've had it with you, and I've had it with all you psychos that are dealing with your own issues. So what we say rubs you the wrong way. Why is that? Think about it. Maybe there's something in you that you need to look at. So maybe you should be thanking us. It's like enough is enough. Go about your business. This is not the channel for you to have to watch. So go watch something else.
Creating stories, slanderous accusations, calling us evil, calling us violent. Those are slanderous things.
Defamation of character. And that's liable.
I mean, it's written comments are libelous and they are prosecutable.
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette, we know where you live and we will contact the authorities because this is cyberbullying.
And YouTube has to release all the records and all the IP addresses
of all these faux accounts that you've created.
So just because you think you have this faux account doesn't mean that you're not going to get caught.
They'll confiscate your laptop. They'll confiscate your information. They'll look up your IP address and see where you've been. I mean, if we get the FBI involved, I mean, this is what they do. They do cybercrime. And this is a form of psychological warfare that you're playing. I don't know if you think that you're incapable of being caught for doing such a thing, but that goes for all of you guys.
Every single one of you.
Melissa, all of you that create all these stories and you call us crazy and you say that we're not honest people and that we rip people off and that we create controversy in order to make a profit.
And we owe you nothing. There's no explanation. This is not, do you pay for our bills? No, we don't owe anybody anything. This is just a YouTube channel, entertainment, education, whatever you want to call it.
Spilling our personal information out there, talking about Mark's past. Some of you have the decency of like a grape. I mean, seriously, reminding someone about their past. I mean, Mark and I, as a couple, we had disagreements. We were at odds with each other. We tried to hurt each other because of those odds. But that does not give you the right.
Nobody has that
to
right.
inflict anything on either of us because you don't live our lives. We're literally flesh and blood relationship. We're a married couple. We have, we have a past, we have a history together. We've connected in a way intimately and stuff. And you guys are just like people out there in cyber wonderland,
I know.
I mean, Jeanette's a person that I met online, that I eventually met in person.
Yeah, and she was
but
trying to
was a fangirl of you for years.
and that's what I told you.
For
That's what she
years.
wanted.
I mean, she literally told you when you first got there, tell me something that,
Ask me anything. I
ask
know
me
everything
anything.
about
I
you.
know everything about you. Everything. And Jeanette, you watched countless times the same videos and stuff. Mark's videos last year, you were constantly going to your bedroom and watching them on the laptop and then coming back out. And I was like, please, Jeanette, please don't tell me anymore. I don't want to know. I just want to move on with my life. And even your girlfriend was telling you
instigated it
not
all.
to continue this craziness.
Even
but
when we
you
were
wouldn't
still together
stop.
before we got divorced, she was instigating everything, getting
Yes,
stuff in your head. You're
she
a
was.
sick person.
She was telling me
Even
that
now,
you were.
Text me because I told her to stay away from you, asking me if it was okay to send you a birthday gift. And I said, no.
Wanted our address.
I was like, no, get the hell away from us.
This is absolutely
It's
wrong.
crazy.
It's wrong, Jeanette. It's wrong. All of your handles, all of the names that you've created. I mean, you created a person literally who would actually be nice to Mark, and last year, this person, you told Mark, you said, well, that person that I created online, they were a good person for you. It's like
how many people do you have in your head?
That's you.
You
that's who you are. That Miller man or whatever his name was, that guy that was online and infiltrated your Facebook page and infiltrated your YouTube and everything and was there commenting and everything, sending you nice videos of Christian, all this.
All in all, it's like enough is enough. All right? Enough of the small talk, enough of the BS. And Mars, that video that you created that's been a massive hate campaign, it's been reported. You've got copyrighted material. My copy, that In God's Image that you put on there, copyrighted. I don't give your permission to use that. It's been reported and YouTube is looking into it. All the things that you said in calling us evil, that also is slander. That's, defamation of character. You don't know where you're treading. Just because we disagreed with you on trans issues doesn't give you the right to do what you've done. We have mentioned certain things about you, but we have not gone as far as you have to gather hateful people and then to get more views.
I know. I mean, it's no coincidence that the two videos that you've gotten the most views on are the Cummings videos.
Yeah.
We're a very polarizing couple, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
And I guess you did.
Yeah, of course.
Because, you spent all that time to make a video so you can make some money, So it's ridiculous, Mars. This is absolutely unacceptable. And what you're doing, what you're saying, you're like, oh, and everything I've said is the truth. Everything I've said, no, it's the truth according to you. It's the truth according to your opinion about us, and those that hate us that would rally around you and be your little fanboys and stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. This has got to stop. What we do with our dogs, what we do with our cats, what we do with our vegetables, what we do with our meat, if we are carnivore or vegan, or if we eat ants, it doesn't matter.
It's none of your freaking business.
It's none of your business. Nobody's giving you
we're not asking for your opinions.
I know.
None of you.
It's people, you're just so nosy. Get a life, get a life. You don't have the right to make fun of people that are online sharing their lives and anonymously troll people and to call them violent and evil and to tell them that, that they use people and they make money off of people and they just, It's like this.
How about you people using us for your little campaigns of whatever it is? The Christians used us, the Radfems used us because we were singing their tune. As soon as we changed their tunes, we became public enemy #1. So if anybody's been used here, it's us.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, you guys are getting entertained anyway. This is the greatest type of reality show that you guys could be watching, you know, because you guys seem to enjoy it. You guys love the negativity. You love to inflict, you know, your negative barbs into the comment section at any chance in any video that anyone does.
I know.
I mean,
it's
people like
gosh.
Rosie O'Kelly. People
Don't mention that names.
Well, that's a person that's on YouTube that has been mentioning us.
Yeah, I know.
They put videos of us up on their channel talking about us.
Right.
I mean, these people, you know,
keep it to first name basis.
But they're on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
They're on YouTube. Yeah. So I mean, it's like these people just they don't have the ability to confront you from the front door, so they try to get at you from the back door,
and creating little fake characters, all these like different, zombie, whatever.
Yeah, all these like different characters and people. It's like, don't you guys get tired of lying all the time? I mean, Mark and I have my Lynna, you know, YouTube channel. We have the Transition Radio channel. I mean, we are who we are. We don't come up with all these fake names and all these created accounts. I mean, if we're going to give a comment, you're going to have a comment from Lynna Cummings.
Right.
If you're going to have a comment, you're going to have a comment from Transition Radio. That's how it works. You know, this is Lynna, this is Mark, and our last name is Cummings. And
we don't hide.
We don't hide. I mean, Zix, Zabai,
I know, and all these
stupid
accounts,
all these crazy names, and Oogle Frugal Boogle, and all these different people. It's like, you know.
And then they create accounts to be nice and say, and then to get, and then it's like, what? How many things are in that head?
I know.
Seriously,
like they make accounts that are nice people, right? Like that person last year, that gentleman account, James or whatever. Yeah. He was all nice and stuff. But the plan was to draw Mark out into the open and meet at some mall or something. This is what this person in their mind, they wanted to do. And they wanted to play this psychological game where the person saw Mark and would say, oh no, I can't be with that kind of a person. And then tell them after they're going to physically, I mean, what kind of mind? What kind of decrepit
a mind that sits there and watches my channel from inception all the way through, that knows everything about me? That's kind of very creepy.
Mars, if you want to know what creepy is,
yeah, that's creepy.
That's creepy. When a person's been following you for like 15 years online and has influenced your life in a personal way, so much so that they got your spouse to divorce you because you know you're being told, they're telling me that you're a controlling person and that you're bad and all this stuff.
Just like the same thing they're writing there on the thing. It's just like, get a life, okay? Get a life. You really need to take care of you. And I'm not gonna put you down and belittle you, but you know what you need to do for yourself.
This is way too much. You know, I mean, this is way too much. Cyberbullying is a crime. And the FBI is the entity that takes care of people that are cyberbullies. So I don't know what else to say, Jeanette. I don't know what else to say. I would never Mark would never act violently towards you in any way, shape, or form. We are not threatening any kind of violence. Never have, never will. Never have for anyone else, never will. But we do have standards, and we will do what we need to do to protect ourselves. We're using YouTube at this moment to get Mars to pull this very inflammatory and hateful video down. I don't know if Mars turned off the comments or if YouTube turned off the comments on the other video. I'm thinking that YouTube did, because
he did it.
Well, why would Mars take
because he
him
didn't
off?
want to deal anymore with Yippee Yay and stuff
I
like
don't
that.
know. I don't know if
But
that's
either way, it's been reported because you have unauthorized material on your video.
copyrighted material that is not your business to air. It belongs to Mark.
Mhm.
It's his video from a video that he did helping
Helping trans people.
helping trans
Yeah.
people. I mean, this is just ridiculous that we have to continuously, try to like make amends. And for some people, it's not enough. For some people, like Sherry, it's not enough. For Sherry, it's like, let's just air everything about the Cummings out there and let's just accuse them of everything. But it's not enough. Even if we did apologize, Sherry said, that's not enough. You guys have done too much.
And
too far.
frankly, if you don't want to accept the apology, that's on you. I don't give a flying F. It really doesn't matter to me. Okay. I'm going to continue to live my life. Lynna's going to continue to live her life, whether you write crap about us or not. But the thing is, you're going to be held accountable because for every action, there is a reaction.
And that goes for every cyberbully.
Yep.
Sherry, that's cyberbullying. What you're doing, cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you want this to be, escalated to the point where we have to get the authorities involved? I mean, is this something that we have to do now? Because you guys are like taking it too far. Calling people violent, that's too much, Mars. Too much. Calling people evil, that's too much. Creating an environment for hatred is too much.
Yeah.
That's too much. If you have differences with us, whenever we write a comment and it's your little way of like finding like some kind of, I don't know, sick pleasure, but whenever we write something that you don't want it to appear and we're defending ourselves, defending our character and our good name, you delete that. You only want the narrative that fits your page. And that's not how it works, Mars. It's not.
And bottom line, and some of the, let's see, that stupid person who wrote what they wrote, that Ziba, which is Jeanette, all these things, bottom line, asking if I detransition because of you, or asking if I retransition, I got it here, retransition or not, is it, whose business is it? Whether
Honestly,
I transition, whether I want to wear panties or briefs, is it your problem?
It doesn't matter. In your life, if we're not in it.
Whether we got rid of shadow or not, that's none of your business.
I know.
We don't owe you every explanation for everything that we do. This channel is an entertainment channel. We educate, we write things, we say things, we have shared a lot of our lives, but it doesn't give you, the viewers, the right to judge.
It doesn't.
I mean, you can have your opinion, but your opinion it cannot be belittling towards us. That is wrong. I got an opinion about you, Jeanette, but I will measure myself on how I choose to say things. Because, I have some couth, okay? And even if I've said things in the past, I haven't pinpointed a person to say I generalized a group of people.
But there I am, this summer, when we went to go visit, to go get some of my things when we were moving to Portland. There I was making a tearful thank you video for Jeanette. Just to say thank you so much for helping me during this critical time in my life. I really needed, guidance at that time. And I really took it as like she took me in like a mom, like a auntie or something, right? So yes, and this woman was very spectacular and taking care of me. But what was going on?
There were
behind my back.
motives.
What was going on literally behind my back as I was like just, extolling the virtues of Jeanette. She was telling Mark how bad I was, how controlling I was, how I was manipulating, how I was like having fits and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, I thought I was
That's
and
what
creating
people,
all
that's
this controversy
that's what
in order
people
for us to break up
I mean,
from the
you
very
should have
beginning.
seen it from the very go. That's why I wrote her when you read to me what she wrote to you before even we got divorced. And
No,
we're
I
still
know.
together. I knew,
You were
but you
upset.
were like, you know.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and you know, obviously, you guys. Okay, obviously, the dog's not here. Okay, yeah, the dog's not here. We live in a trailer.
We don't have to give
We
people
don't
any
have-
explanation.
Well, regardless, we don't have room to put a rambunctious puppy in it. You know, we tried it, it didn't work. We wanted to keep it away from being known knowledge and stuff like that, but we don't have to give you guys the reasons. All I know is that people use these things to just put us into like detention or something, you know, and
it's lying by omission. No, it's called I don't have to give you an explanation for my choices in my life. Who in the heck do you think you are? All of you.
I mean, what we do with vegetables, really, I mean,
so we tried the carnivore, and yes, vegetables do have a lot of side effects.
Anti-nutrients,
and it still holds true, but I feel like eating anti-nutrients. You're going to stop me from eating anti-nutrients now? You're going to tell me what I should eat or not eat? We share what we do. I'm not telling you what to eat or not to eat. If I decide to throw food away, is it your money? No. So people, come on, just get a freaking life. Grow up. We're not in the little playground. You know, and it gets to the point where enough is enough. All of you are just a bunch of envious Fs. That's it. Envious. Enough said.
So what was it? It said you don't mind. So is Lynna the reason you detransition or not? We have explained this
5,000 times.
Like literally thousands of times. Mark's made separate videos.
Did I hear the voice of God or not? Did you transition because of trauma or not? It's like, look, it's been explained 5 billion times. Okay, stop creating discord. That's all you love to do is create discord.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, Jeanette. If you have a problem with us, you've always had, you know, a way to get a hold of us and want to have a real conversation. But this is beyond that point.
Beyond. I don't want that person even.
We don't want you influencing our lives in any way, shape, or form. You've done enough damage.
Enough damage.
I mean, this person, Yippee was like, well, that's the last time I help you. I mean, it's like, and then Jeanette tells me that she hasn't been in communication with me. You know, the last time that she was in communication with me was last year when she had some mail that she wanted to send me. And it's like, really? Who else would know all these intimate, you know, details?
And to put everything together, because that's what this person does. They spend all day online.
Literally,
people.
Literally, they live vicariously.
And then all the YouTube. Other ones, the Melissa, the Amanda. What's that other one? Amanda something or another. Yeah, Amanda, who's also going by another name now as well. I mean, it's like people that are pissed off at us because at one point we were all about promoting the HTS and anti-AGP. And then it's like they got mad at us when we started saying something else. Every single one of our haters hates us because we no longer wave their little flag and we change our minds.
You know.
And we're entitled to change our minds.
It's like the Cummings are the kind of couple, obviously. Either you love us or you hate us. Yep. And that's okay. It's not, I'm not offended. I'm not offended if you don't like us. It's okay. You know, but I find it ironic that those of you who do hate us
can't stop watching us.
Well, not just that, but you hate us because why? Because we don't agree with you. Because we don't side with your version of opinion. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't side with what you believe to be true. You know, whereas we did at one time, but we don't anymore. You know,
and this whole argument with Mars all stemmed because I wanted to give a brother advice. Hey, listen, I've been where you're at. This whole being a stumbling block and trying to hurt a community. You don't want to go there because it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't mean that I didn't know my biology. It doesn't mean that, that I may not agree with certain things. It's just how it's being said and what it's being done and used by haters, Christian right, the rat fans, to destroy our community, to get us to fight. And they're winning. Because what is happening here? So, we haven't made a complete video. And although you say, oh, the video is not about us, it's like 70%.
Got our title on it.
70% and our thumbnail.
Our face on it.
Okay.
We
don't give you permission to use our image or our videos. And you have a copyrighted video on there. So, fair warning, it's been reported. And YouTube is looking into it. Okay. So you want to bring this back on? Let's do it 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 or whatever it is. But stop talking behind our backs. That's not cool, man.
It's not. It's not cool at all. I mean, for you to censor our comments and to leave our haters' comments up without allowing us to make a response. It is so cowardice of you, Mars. It's wrong, and it's unethical for you to do what you're doing. We agreed to go on your show. We knew we were going to get scoured and skewered by you, because you wanted to make a point, right? You didn't want to be at a place where you wanted to come together and compromise and try to understand each other. No. Initially, when you wrote on Twitter about the encounter, about the interview, you said, we're going to confront the Cummings once and for all, put this behind us, get this over with, and move on, and what all that stuff, right? But see, when you first came on, and here's 101, when you first came on, you were angry. You were mad. Like when we first clicked on StreamYard and you welcomed us onto your stream, you were angry. You were upset. You were upset because of the things that I said. You were upset because of the things that I was telling you and stuff, and things that I was wondering about. And you clicked on the live button and you went on angry. Instead, you could have just maybe taken a beat, maybe taken a breath and held it for a second, composed yourself, and allowed us to civilly discuss these things before we got on the air, so that we would have a meeting of minds and not a meeting of egos. Because what you created was a meeting of egos. You ruptured, you wrestled our feathers, we wrestled your feathers. That's how it works, because tit for tat, right?
And in the end, the ideology video that you made, you have your ideology. You're pushing your ideology, your views, and you're doing it in a hateful manner. And that was my only beef with you. Because I could allow anybody to have a different view. That's what, coexisting is all about. But when you try to demonize people for thinking different than you, that's when it's wrong. When you try to rally because you need that support, you need to feel that people are, on your side.
So it's like we could have handled this better. This was something that could have been a learning moment, but you just wanted it to be a moment for you to make a soapbox video and to just slam us and stuff. And you may have your differences with me. You may have your differences with some of the things I said. And I was asking about your family because I was curious. I didn't know if that had influence into how you were making your questions. And you even knew that we were trying to find out more information about that. It wasn't a personal jab.
No.
It was just, where are you?
To prove a point. It was to prove a point that a lot of people that can't deal with who they are is because they're dealing with familiar problems, their shame or whatever else. Even though you think you're not. Consciously, you think you're not, but subconsciously, there's something there. And this is what's happening now. That's why a lot of people are detransitioning, because they can't take the heat of who they've become, because it doesn't fit the picture of what they thought they would end up looking like or being. So, and that's cool. Everyone's entitled to live the way they need to live. Okay, we're not against that. We just want people to become aware. We're not the thought police as you claim it. No, we just like throw things out there. Take it as you will.
And no one is telling anybody who doesn't agree with us to shut up.
Of
We're
course
not telling you
not.
to shut up. You have every right to shut up if you want to. You have every right to speak if you want to. So this thing that you feel like you're being like somehow monitored and being able to say things or not say things is not true, because you obviously have your platform, you have your podcast, or others of you have your comments and stuff that you make, and you make them, but in those comments, in those statements, you need to be truthful
And
about
held
what you're saying and held responsible. I wish YouTube had a way of holding people accountable for their words, because the violence that occurs on social media, and I'm not talking about physical violence, but the emotional and psychological abuse that we have had to endure now for the last several years is absolutely astronomical. And this is not a good platform for expressing views, because views can be censored, views can be silenced, views can be, misinterpreted. It's
Right.
like it's
And in the past we have said terrible things when we're religious, repeating things from the Bible, which obviously we don't agree with
no.
anymore. Repeated things that Rad Fems started quoting, so we repeated things like that. But we didn't attack an individual per se. It was an ideology. Okay, so we have apologized for that. And I don't know how many more ways. And do we still believe certain things? Of course we do. But how we go about it is differently. There's probably a lot of things that we agree with you, Mars. Okay. But, the way we go about it is different now. There's an old saying in Spanish, más sabe el diablo que por viejo que por diablo. More knows the devil because of his age, not because he's the devil, is very true. I'm 55 years old, and I know people hate to, you're always throwing out your age, but with age comes wisdom. And not because one gets smarter when you get older, but because of you go through things that teach you. And that is all I was trying to do, brother. Was trying to tell you, hey, I've been there. I've been doing this for quite a while now. Measure your words. I wasn't telling you to shut up. I was just trying to get you to think. That biology has some sort of truth to it. It does. But the new science questions it. We don't need to live in our biology. We need to learn to coexist, respect one another, and stop being a stumbling block. For all you people that keep writing stuff about my past and everything like that, it's called my past. I did a lot of things when I was younger. We've all had things that we aren't too proud of. Skeletons in our closet.
I mean, everybody has
something
that they regretted doing. We're not the only people that have regrets of what has occurred in our lives. The important thing is that, did we learn from it?
Exactly.
Are we going to repeat the same thing, or are we going to grow? Are we going to use it as a way to catapult ourselves to becoming better people? And this is what you need to ask yourself, Mars. Is this video a way to make you a better person? Is this video done in a way to encourage people to grow and to develop as people? Or is it done out of spite, anger, and frustration?
Exactly.
Is it done to tear down others? Is it done to tear down mindsets that you ideologically are opposed to? Right. Is this done to destroy, or is it done to build? And those of you who think that this video was a good thing, that you think that it was a good thing to showcase different kinds of trans people in various stages of transition and different people from different walks of life, do you think that it's fair to just utilize those that Mars disagrees with, those that Mars finds offensive, Is that fair?
You don't know what those individuals and those video have had to go through or deal with to say what they're saying. Maybe that's their coping mechanism. And who are you or anyone to put those people down? That's what I learned. I can't judge somebody based on their looks, on where they're at in the transition, or how they feel or think. It's their life. I don't know what they've had to go through to deal with what they have to deal with. And that's what we have to learn, to come from a place of love, a place of understanding, a place that we don't tear people down. On the contrary, we bring them up.
And at
And
the end of the day, we're all just humans. We're all learning. We're all growing. We're all just, you know, wanting to be loved. I mean, that's it. We all want to find acceptance. We all want to find peace. We all want to make this world a better place, right? Some of us do. I know I do.
so
I
do
know
I.
I don't want to make this world a more divisive and hateful place to live in. And if I said anything to you, Mars, that was personally insulting and offensive, I apologize. I absolutely would ask for your forgiveness, because I have a way of being, when I'm being attacked, that I want to attack back, and it's called humanity,
Right. And
and
that's
I'm
something,
working
and
on
that's
it.
something that all of us have to work on, because there's no use of like, you name call me, I'm going to name call you back. Somebody has got to be the adult. We're not little kids playing in a playground anymore.
And there are
We may
so many
disagree on
things.
things. Okay. We may disagree on many things, but how we go about it and how we deal with things is the grown up way to do things. Blasting people for your own agenda is not good. That doesn't help anything. We are already dealing with enough problems. This little crap right here, this is nothing compared to what's happening in the world. Before you know it,
True.
we ain't even going to have the social media anymore. We're already being controlled and monitored and censored by every word that we say. People aren't even realizing what's taking place in the world because they're so dead asleep, worried about how they look like and what material things they have, and moaning about what they don't have. It's time to grow up, because life is going to be, you're all going to be in for a massive rude awakening. And enough is enough.
And it doesn't matter if we don't agree. It's okay. We're different. We're at different places in our lives. We have different experiences, different things that go on in our life, and we are not all the same. We have our disagreements, but what do we agree on? What can we work together to make this world a better place and be able to connect with in a positive way? We already connected negatively. How can we connect positively?
And what can we do to make the world a better place, to make the community a better place? Instead of pointing out problems, let's try to find solutions. And that's all I was trying to do with you, Mars. It's like, I don't care. You are where you are. Obviously, we're all in different levels in our awakening and in our journeys. But what can we do to boost each other up instead of continuing tearing each other down? All of you that keep talking bad about us and pointing out things that, oh, I caught you on that lie, and oh, I caught you. What does that help? What does that solve? Does it make you feel better
I
about
mean,
yourself?
throwing a
Seriously.
video, throwing it back in Mark's face when he said, "Read my lips. I am not going to go back on T." Okay,
Go back to being Mark
I
Angelo.
am not going back to being Mark Angelo. Okay, we left that video up.
Because it's part of the journey.
It's part of
I
our.
have nothing to hide. That's the crazy thing. All these people are calling us liars. It's like we leave everything up. It's like we don't hide anything. We've put everything out there for you guys to see, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whatever it is that you're concocting in your little head, that's on you.
It's like Mars puts an old video up when we got back from detransitioning in 2017, living in a motel room at the time. And basically, we're talking about gender, and we were just at a different place.
Mm-hmm.
We were, trying to work through the things that were personally going on with us, but we had decided that we were going to transition back. I had cut my hair. It was a very stressful time for me. And, we basically were just making our opinions known. And that's all that these things are. That's all that they are. They're nothing else but opinions. Nobody has a guideline. Nobody has the answer. Nobody knows, like you don't know what's going to happen in the afterlife. I don't either, but we have opinions.
Exactly. In theory,
You know, we have thoughts, you know, but I haven't literally gone to the afterlife and figured it out and said, hey, everybody, this is what's going to happen. I don't know. And that's the thing. Mars, you don't know. You know, other people, you don't know. We're just here, just offering opinion.
And as far as like also that biological thing, you guys, it's still very early on in the trial. You know, people don't really know. Yes, you know, at one point they thought the earth was flat. At one point they thought the earth did something. Now they've realized it's doing something else. New inventions are being created as we speak. People are learning that gender identity is not just a social construct. It is actually biological. That's why little boys, when they're just a little wee 1, 2-year-old, they're walking around acting like a girl and thinking they're a girl. Why? Because their brain is telling them so. There is something in there. So for people to just throw around biology like it's concrete, it is not. And that's what we're getting at. Yes, I understand that I was assigned female at birth. Yes, I know that I got rid of female parts. Okay. But I don't live there. It doesn't help me any. It might help some of you, but it doesn't help me any because it only creates more confusion in my mind. So if what I have to do to cope with my life is put that biology aside, and that's going to make me feel more complete and not struggle the way that I've been struggling, then why is that so bad? You know? And this whole thing, and we're going to have a show about the
trans women in sport.
You know, it's like, okay, so hey, more challenges for female athletes to have to work harder and you know, get past their game. You know, sometimes what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. How do you build muscles? You don't build muscles by going into the gym and lifting 2-pound weights. You have to lift heavier weights than your body could even handle so that the muscle grows. So maybe, just maybe, trans women in sports is going to take women's sport to a higher level. Let's look at it that way instead of the negative.
But also, the fact is that since 2011, the NCAA has allowed transgender men and women to compete in college sports. This has had no impact on the level playing field of sport or anything. If it did have an impact, it would have been seen and it would have been noted, but it doesn't. It's because trans women in sports, trans men in sports is a moot point, is a non-issue because, you know, for one, you know, testosterone is a hormone and there are levels of testosterone, right? But we also understand that humans come in all shapes and sizes. You know, there's a guy playing in the NBA, could be 7 feet or 5'4", you know, so this could be a disparity of height. And that would be like, oh, it's unfair to have you compete with that guy. But it's sport. It is sport and it levels itself out.
And the athletes have a different, you know, standard. You know, athletic women have a different standard than women that are not athletic. So you can't sit there and go, oh, poor little whatever, competing. And it's like, no. And estrogen decreases muscle size and decreases strength in trans women. That is noted. So the playing field is not that uneven. A lot of these athlete women take androgens to boost their game, whether they take SARMs, whether they take steroids, with whatever it is that they do to get better at their game.
Trans women are not men. And the fact is that biologically, hormonally, those effects biologically do make a difference in what a biological man looks like and a trans woman looks like. Now, it is not the same.
Now, and let's leave that equation out of it. Okay, let's leave that whole concept out of it. It's like, why do people have to name call one another because they disagree? So there's an opinion camp and another opinion camp. Do we have to kill each other because we have different opinions? No, we are entitled to coexist as humans and let things play out. So now women's sports going to be a little bit more challenged. Well, good. That means the female athletes are going to get challenged and they're going to get stronger and they're going to find ways to be able to beat those that weren't born biologically a female. And maybe the games will get a heck of a lot more interesting.
But also, there is this discounting of those women that transition early, the trans youth that transition early, that don't develop secondary characteristics and stuff, and they don't have the stereotypical taller, bigger muscle, this, that, and the other. They could be even smaller than genetic females that would compete in some type of event.
But let's even go further. I mean, we're looking at soccer players today, and there's a ton of bio females that are soccer players that you're like, is that a woman?
I know.
You know, and it's like, so we need to stop putting people in boxes and say, no, that we little poor women can't go compete against. It's like, no, that don't settle for, don't sell, what's the word I'm trying, don't sell yourself short. You know, it's like, okay, I'm 5'4" and I weigh a soaking, what is it, 137 or something like that. But you know, I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to try to get stronger and build more muscle. And I'm 55 years old. Am I going to make myself any less?
Do you think that if hormones did not make a difference, you know, with regards to you're taking what you're taking and I'm doing what I'm doing, whenever we're, you know, at the gym, I cannot lift half of what he does. I mean, I can't handle it. But prior, could I? Well, probably, but that's the thing. When you're on estrogen hormone replacement therapy, things happen biologically that disable you from being able to perform at the level that a male would perform at, you know, and it's not the same. It's not the same. And I notice it every day I go to the gym. I notice that I don't have the strength to do what you do.
Yeah.
Especially
and I push myself harder and harder every time, you know. And I don't take that much, you know, but I'm determined, you know, and when you're determined, you will do whatever it is that you have to do to get there.
And I've been on estrogen ever since, like, for 6 years now. So I don't have the body of a biological male. That's just not how it works. That's not possible. So for you people that want to just like rail on the biology thing, that's great. You can do it.
But listen,
it's your business.
How many women have, you know, it's like the other day in the gym, we saw this female and we were going,
she was way taller than
like
me.
6'2" or something
I'm
like that.
I'm 5'10". She was like 6'3" or something.
Yeah, and it's like, whoa, you know.
It's the beauty of humanity.
We don't come in the same shapes and sizes, and just because, and we've had shows about it and the chromosomes and how it works, it's not as black and white as all of you are trying to make it out to be.
It's not, and it's not as rare as some of you want to say. It's like, oh, let's not use intersex people. And it's like, you know, I mean, these things aren't even able to be investigated very well.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be way more intersexuality going on in the human species than you would even understand.
And more so now with all the chemicals in the environment and what's happening, there's a massive transformation taking place. There's a reason behind everything that's happening, a spiritual reasoning, you know. Anyway, we got to get to the gym. It's already 1:34.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you decided to make a video.
I did, because I'm just tired. You know, Jeanette, please stop.
You know,
please stop. Please stop. This has to stop.
It's like we don't owe anybody any explanation. We have changed our mind thousands of times, and we'll probably change your mind 1,000 times more.
It's our prerogative. Probably say things that you don't like, you know, because if it doesn't fit your paradigm, you're not going to agree with it. But that doesn't give you the right to paint us as the evil monsters, because we're not. We're just truth tellers, truth seekers on a journey, and we like to talk.
Yeah.
You know,
and we're entitled to talk. That's why we live in America.
We're not going to stop talking either. The more you hate on us, the more we'll use it as fuel to keep going. You know, you inspire us by your hatred, because we want that to not be what humanity is known for. We will fight to allow the truth to be known.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back probably Tuesday, and we're definitely going to be touching base on a lot of.
We're going to be talking about trans women in sports because it's such a polarizing topic. Everybody has an opinion, and it's never a gray area. It's either black or white.
And also talking about, because I think it's very apropos, the stereotypical scenario that everyone tries to put people in a box.
Oh, the biological stereotyping of anatomy and stuff of females and stuff. You guys, you watch CrossFit for any length of time, you watch anything like that, or women's bodybuilding, you're going to realize that women are pretty badass, pretty strong. Some of them can develop a lower body that's way bigger and an upper body that's way bigger than most males would ever be able to. Just look at Chris Cyborg, MMA women's fighter. She is a beast and would probably beat up most men out there. But that's the thing. We can't go off of the old stereotypes. Humans come in all shapes and sizes. And this recent influence of encouraging women to take care of their bodies, to lift weights, to get fit, to get muscle, because nobody wants to have osteoporosis when they get older. Nobody wants to have, what is it? Not scoliosis. The other,
osteoporosis.
The other one, kyphosis. Nobody wants to be bending over and not being able to stand straight and erect at all. I mean, that is the kiss of death when it comes to physicality.
Muscles is your immune system. The more muscle you have, the less sick you're going to get. That's why as we get older, we lose a very large percentage of muscle mass, and that's how we deteriorate. So it's important, to keep your physical fitness up, to try to eat right, and eating right is one of those things that you got to figure out what's right for you. No one should tell you what to eat or not to eat. Should you eat vegetable, not eat vegetable? I mean, that's still on trial. We don't know the answers, and that's why we change. But to be picked on because we've changed, it's like, seriously, you have more problems than you claim that we have,
Yeah. Thank you for that. Sarcopenia as well. The deterioration of muscle. It naturally occurs in human bodies, and the best thing for people to do, men or women, is to lift weight, to strengthen their muscle so that their bones don't get brittle. I mean,
if I didn't lift weights, I'm all arthritic. My shoulders, my back, I'm all messed up. Okay. What keeps me moving, because I don't even get a good night's sleep hardly anymore because of all the pain, but it is what it is. So how do I keep myself functioning and moving and being able to go out there and pick weeds and whatever else is by working out? Because as we get older, things that we did when we were younger, I lifted way too heavy when my beginning of bodybuilding, and now we suffer for it, and that's how it goes. And in my career, lifting people from their bed to take them to the wheelchair, teaching them how to walk, how to stand, how to do all that stuff, all through the years has taken a toll on my body. But if I didn't work out, I'd be worse. I'd be crippled.
Yeah, and that goes for everybody. That goes for every single human being alive. So yeah, I wish that people would just learn to just care for each other, to be empathetic, for us not to fly off the handle, for us not to wear our emotions on our sleeve, for us not to make our first reaction a negative one instead of being a negative influence. Why can't we all, just like they said, learn to get along?
Right.
Because
and it's work in progress. We all, I'm sure, are guilty of that, but we need to work together to make this world a better place, And Kim says, I wish she could find a gym, buddy, but friends won't go. I know it's hard to find people that really are devoted.
It's tough to work out by yourself. Yeah. I mean, we find ourselves like probably the only couple out of there's a few others, but we're kind of like the only couple at our gym that work out together and stuff. But
thank you, Karen, for sending us love. We appreciate that. And thank you, Marcy and Becky and Prophecy. End of Days has been here. Who else?
Yeah, so
And Galaxy Woman 2021, who says love each other. You know, it's I don't understand. You know, I don't understand why people feel the need to be a negative force and destructive. And we've all been there. We've all had a time in our lives when we've been hurt and we want to hurt others. But it's like, enough. You know, we're trying to call truce. We're trying to say, hey, we're waving the white flag, enough. You know, we are sorry. How much more do we have to say to have these people continually do what they do?
Last year was 2019.
Yeah.
We don't live in 2019. We're in 2020 now. And the people that we were in 2019, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, we have evolved from 2019 and we evolved from 2018. And believe it or not, we evolved from every other year before that. So everything, it's like a layer of skin that's being shed, like a snake, you know, they shed their skin, or a chameleon or anything. You know, it's like it's growth. And it's essential to life is that we allow ourselves to grow, to develop, and to become better people, hopefully in the end.
And Prophecy says, I'm trying to start lifting with 6 pounds and exercises. It's hard for me to keep motivating. That's why I watch your videos. You know, we all have something inside of us that motivates us. Like, there was this one guy we heard the other day saying that he hated going to the gym, and he's like a frail guy. And he says, but the thought of somebody hurting his wife motivated him to go to the gym and be able to defend his wife. So we all have to dig deep and find out, what is that motivation? Some of it is vanity for some of us. Some of it is health. Some of it is whatever it is, whatever it takes not to have so much pain. I mean, I know that if I didn't work out, I'd be crippled. So I go to the gym so that I don't get crippled. Because, you know, at 55, the years are only getting, you know, they're adding on faster and faster. Terrible neck, terrible shoulder, terrible back. I mean, I've gotten to the point before where my back goes so I can't even walk from point A to point B. But here I am, you know, trying to make the best of it and trying to be the stronger person that I could possibly be for my health, you know, so that Lynna has a husband for a long time, you know. So that's, you know, we've got to find whatever it is that motivates us.
And I just wanted to add, you know, that it's essential for everyone to, you know, and maybe people want to say, oh, you guys are pushing exercise and that's your opinion. I don't think it's necessary. It's like, this is just an opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
guys,
don't have to exercise,
it's
you know.
An opinion based on my experience.
You do what makes you happy. If that means laying around a couch watching TV and eating bonbons, that makes you happy and you think that's going to do it for you, then by all means, please do. You know, we say what we say based on our opinion and what we are passionate about. You may not agree with what we're saying, and you're entitled to not agree. But you know what you're not entitled to do is try to judge us, shame us, and hurt us with words. Our opinions, we all have one, and we're entitled to those. How we come across with that opinion, that's what I've learned. What I say, it's not so much what I'm saying, but how I say it. It's the key. So we all have to learn from that. And Happy Kieran 92 says, hate spreading people don't evolve. That's the issue. That's very true. That is very true. And they love to sit and bathe in that. You know, they get off on that, and that's sad. And all I can do is send love back to those people and hope that they can get away from that hurt and find a way to, like, spread love instead of more hate.
And again, any one of you who have said derogatory, hateful, hurtful, rude, insensitive, damaging comments toward us, we send you love. We send you grace. We send you forgiveness, because it doesn't make our lives any better to make yours worse. You know, if you suffer, then we all suffer. Exactly. So you think that by saying the rude and insensitive words that you're using, that it doesn't affect you. You're the one that it affects the most. You're the reason that maybe you're dealing with other things and stuff, because if you spread that kind of negativity, that negativity anchors itself in you, and it affects you physically, emotionally, and psychologically. So I would say that it would be best for everyone to be positive and kind to each other, because whenever we do, and I'm guilty of it too, whenever we do the other thing, it only serves to damage the people that are speaking those evils.
It's like, let's see what we can do to help one another, not hurt one another, because in the end, we all feel it. We all feel it because we are a collective. As much as people want to think they're an individual, that is the illusion of self. Okay, because it's a collective and it's deeper than most people want to dive into. But understand that when you try to harm others, you're harming yourself. So let's let bygones be bygones. Let's put the past in the past, and let's move from this state onward. We can make this world a better place. We really can. The powers to be don't want that. They want to divide us so they can conquer. But we need to stick together as a species and realize that we need one another.
We do. And this is a personal message to Jeanette. Jeanette, I really, my heart breaks because I thought you were my friend. And we shared sometimes that were very personal to me, especially when I had my augmentation surgery and you were there for me and were helping me. But what you're doing now, it is unmentionably
well. It all started
wrong.
off wrong because she created a situation between us. It was all wrong in the beginning. That's when you do something out of an ulterior motive that it's not for good, it comes back and bites you and you know where. Because that's karma. That's life. That's what happens. It's like, there's not a God up there going, oh, you're bad. No, it's just our actions lead to reaction. And as we navigate this world and do the things that we do, if we do it out of bad intent, it's going to come back and hurt you.
But, regardless of what the motivation was, I truly believe that we had a connection that was a friendship at a certain point. And
that can't be a friendship when somebody instigates a person that the way she would instigate you with the videos and whatever, that's not good. That's not good. You gotta, I know you're always trying to, that's why you get suckered in. People, when they have ill intent, like they had, and they continue. You didn't want to even watch my videos. He would bring him in and incited you and got you angry and got whatever. That was an ulterior motive. There were an ulterior motive. And people have told you.
Yeah.
Okay. But you still,
It's not that. Yeah. I just know that I had a friendship with her that literally,
friends don't do that to other friends. But I'll leave it at that. Anyway, guys, we're going to go because we got to go to the gym and I got to go shopping. Thank you guys for tuning in. And let's hope that, we could turn this thing around. And thing around is like this world the way it is. It's, every day you turn on the news and there's something going on and people are just so self-centered and hurting others and not realizing that something bad happens, we all get affected.
And Mars, this is a personal, invitation, if you want to talk about issues, if you want to talk about things that are debatable in a civil manner, in a way that would be respectful and honoring of the people that you interview or that you have as a guest or that interview you, we would want that. We would want to explain. We would want to exchange ideas. We don't want to manipulate. We don't want to control. We don't want to tell you what to believe or what to say. You have every right to say whatever you want to say on your Twitter. We never told you not to do that. We just said, this is the kind of proceed with caution. The words that you're using can be inflammatory towards the trans community, which is already hurting, and, if you want to have this exchange of ideas, if you want to be able to be a bigger person and to be able to not just, project on people and to tell others what we think by saying, well, this is the truth. This is what it is about them. You saw what they said, very well that videos can be misleading,
And
that you
manipulated.
can manipulate the written and spoken word. Videos can be used as sound bites to say things that people don't ever say. They do it in the news all the time. You know that.
And Marcy said, I told him that, but he doesn't care to. Of course not, because he likes the controversy. And that's why, the numbers are climbing on that video. YouTube is taking their sweet time to, look at the copyright claim that I have on it. But,
It gives the haters more time to say and to just breed, there on that channel, and to just multiply their hatred towards the Cummings, which
and I don't know what
it
that
gets
solves. Seriously,
it
what does
only
that
hurts
solve?
you.
What? So you hate us? Okay, big deal. It's like, grow up. Seriously.
We're not against detransitioners. We had a lovely conversation with Lee. Obviously, we're not against transitioners. We honor your walk. We honor your journey, wherever that journey may take you, however long that journey may last. It doesn't, we don't tell you you're not trans, you are trans. It's just about
personal.
your journey.
It's very personal.
And, we don't want to cause any discord or harm for anyone, any life, anyone. So this is who we are. We've learned.
As far as the Christians, because we keep getting whatever, it's like, look, we don't dislike anyone. But what we don't like is when you try to impose your views, your beliefs on us, continuing to call me by my female name, continuing to say you're praying for me. That's disrespectful. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the Bible, and I don't believe in prayers. I believe in meditation. I believe that there is a higher self, that each one of us has a higher self that guides us. I believe that there is an energy source that's greater than all of us that we're fragmented from. But the typical worshiping God relationship that most people have, that's not for me, and I'm entitled to that. As you are entitled to believe what you want to believe, but please don't push your beliefs on us.
Right. And no manner of telling us that you're praying for us, no manner of telling us that, that you love us and that you accept us and stuff. None of that really matters when we know ideologically what your end game is. And that is to get us to stop being who we know ourselves to be. And when you dig in an area that, frankly, you have no business digging in, you're not going to be met with very great responses. And we're just saying, you have lots of Christian channels that you could go to. You could go witness on some other channel. But for me, I heard the Bible story. I grew up in it. I got saved, baptized, spoken tongues, all of it. We are not interested. Fiend.
I know. Kim says, I can't stand that I'm praying for you. I know. It's like, to me, it's so disrespectful. It's like, seriously? So you're going to impose your will on my will?
I'm praying for you that you will see the light.
Yeah,
that you will
change. And you'll go back to be Maritza. And, it's like.
And I don't know about you guys, but the person that Maritza was not the sincere person that Mark is. Mark is not an act. Mark is not some, Mark does not put on Mark, and Mark is Mark, So, I mean, it's like, I don't understand how they could see, oh, but Maritza was so sincere and she did this and that. Mark's a great actress in that at that time. Yeah, that's all I can say, but I saw right through it. I saw the pain. And if Christians can't see that, that's on you, but the truth is what endures. And this is what endures, the person that you see right here. So anyway, please just stop. Don't proselytize on our channel. Don't try to witness to us. We're not interested.
Yeah.
Really not.
All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you Tuesday.
Right.
Be well. We love you. But remember to always love yourselves too. Bye-bye.
Whoa. Still.